works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/campaign to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on it every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Put a sheet on it. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Put a sheet on it. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/campaign to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Okay. I think we're ready to roll. Just a matter of whether we can get our opponent in. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. Hopefully the music is coming through. I know that it has not always done that. Tonight, if you check out the deck list, we're playing SULTAI. New week, new brew. You know what I mean? All right, Pat. Where's this guy at? Okay. There it is. I think we played this particular individual last time. So hopefully it's not the LD deck. Not hoping to get land destructed into oblivion. But what I am hoping to do is just outvalue somebody all day. Okay. Seems like a pretty reasonable hand. We're missing green. But between a counterspell to buy us time, a Strix to buy us time, and a card, I think it's worth a keep. So if you are familiar with old school, way back in the day, like the SULTAI Legacy decks that played Shardless Agent into Visions? Recall? I can't recall. I would say it's pretty similar. Obviously, we don't have the shardless agents or the ancestral visions, I think is what it is. But we're just playing value creatures in blue, green, and black. That's my favorite color combination. All right. So I wonder if we're on just a blue-white control, or if maybe this is more, could be like a Bant Reclamation. I'll play my Opulent Palace and just pass. I'm not too worried about what he could play on 2. I mean, I guess we could be in a Spirits. Okay, so maybe I should be more terrified based on whatever that is. Okay, no, just cantripping. Just tripping. What do we got? Okay, so it's going to be like an initiative deck. Okay. All right. I have played against a couple initiative decks or some play testing with this, and we can grind. We can definitely grind. Man, that really makes me wish I would have kept my counter magic up, though, when I had the opportunity. And I could have, so that was just a play decision. Not the best one, I will mention. Alright. On the bright side, a Strix, theoretically, is going to be able to take the initiative back. Okay, let's play a Strix here. See what we can get. Yeah, I like that. Might as well reveal this. Let them think we're holding maybe a Spell Pierce or something up. I don't know. Okay, so blue-white, though, initiative, though. I'm very interested to see what that looks like. I wonder if he has things like Spell Queller, things like that. That could be a pretty sweet brew. I could be really into this kind of style of a deck. All right, so what do we got here? I can't remember. Okay, he's going to put 2+1/+1 counters on a creature. So he's going to need probably just something to kill my guy. Am I wrong? Yep, Swords, Plowshares. Hey, buddy, we'll take the life, I guess. All right, so we got to think about how we're going to navigate out of this here. So I'm anticipating he has some sort of counter magic. Given that I have 2 Blood Chief's Thirst, I think I just go ahead and try to kill this guy right now. And if he doesn't have counter magic, we just that's awesome. If he does have it, we just try again the next turn. Okay. But then now we got to find a way to try to kill him. So Tarmogoyf Nest might be a way to grind him out. Ooh, buddy, look at that. Okay, cool. Love it. Kind of like the opponent's deck so far. All right. Luckily, his Hold Breacher is really only... I guess I didn't realize Hold Breacher had Flash. I guess the only thing that we are just under kind of a fast clock now. All right. So we can go Tarmogoyf Nest here. Can't quite activate. So we can go Tarmogoyf Nest, hold Counterspell up. How many more turns am I going to get? Because he's got a Colonnade. Okay, decision time here. I can go Tarmogoyf Nest for a turn. Hold a Counterspell. Or Planar Genesis. And then, or I could play Earl, try to get myself a little bit more time. What's he going to choose next? Archives? Draw a card. Okay. Could be worse, honestly, in all seriousness. But then he's definitely going to Colonnade. That's going to get us down to 7 if we don't gain life or kill anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But I can't hold up. I think I've actually talked myself into Earl. Then we get an extra land drop. We could just use the life right now. We do have an instant speed kill spell, but we only play one. Okay. And then this way we can hold up Planar Genesis as well. / counterspell. I guess I could cast the Nest, but this thing flies. Okay. So right now we're really eating it, knowing that we have not had the opportunity, or that we had the opportunity to counterspell that White Plume Adventurer. So we're really eating our own crow right now here. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead. Class a little Planar Genesis. Let's see what we get. There could be a lot of cards up here that we might like. Okay, so Leovold could be good here. Because he's got a draw 3 coming up. But I kind of wonder if he is...
So when you're ready to take the first step, we'll help you make a plan and transform it into a lifelong commitment. Our tools make it easy to save toward your goals. In 2023, DePaco members made
shoot, this is a tough decision. So I could obviously play a land. Get a land. What's the extra land gonna do? Allow me to blood 1, 2, and I can already blood Chief's Thirst plus counterspell, but I can't. I think we're gonna grab this Leo, and then if we have to trade off, that's okay. And, okay, not the best draw here. Green, blue, and then black. Cast our Leovold. And then if he offers a trade here, we will definitely do that. But then this colonnade's really going to get us here.
Which is why our staff works with parents and caregivers to create a treatment plan to best suit your child.
So what do we have going on here?
Mental health services, or if you have other questions, call 303-730-8858 to speak with an intake specialist.
He's holding up counterspell right here, so... If he does, that's going to be game. Dovin's Veto? He can't be playing that. That's very expensive. Oh. Absorb? Okay. All right, let's see. We'll hold up a black mana here. Okay. Let's see if he knows to swing in with both. Okay. So we're live to Ritual of Soot. Ritual of Soot would be our best out here. Okay. So we know what the opponent's up to. A little bit of initiative, a little bit of Hull Breacher, what do you call it? Control or whatever you want to do. Okay, so here, again, we're just down to Ritual Soot. That's going to buy us a turn. Okay. I'm gonna let him play this out one, because it's probably more fun. Well, you know what? In all seriousness, I've had more straws. I mean, he's got to have a counterspell at this point, right? So he's Days Undoing Hull Breacher deck with initiative as well. Alright, I'm getting ready for the concession here. Okay, that is going to be game. Alright, now that we know what he's up to, we can maybe have a little bit better of a plan. But I'm not sure sideboard's really helping with that. Maybe the Sphinx, just because it's going to be, if we can get to that point. I think we maybe just have to be a little more conscious of what the opponent's up to and just being a little bit more patient. Because let me think. From what I saw, is there anything with the wilts that I need? Because I'm definitely saying no to these Ritual and Soots. Definitely a no to these Leyline of the Voids. Plague Engineers and Dread of Knights are a no. See, I'm bringing this in like control-y-ish matchups, I guess. Could get rotted in our hand, but I think equally a Ritual of Soot possibly could have filled that void as well. Because if they flash in instant speed. Okay. Yeah, I think this is what we're going to work with. I'm not sure how good it's going to be. Now that we know what the opponent's up to, though, we should be able to maybe have a little more counterplay to it. Just being a little bit more conscious. No real early interaction. Like, really, at best, we're looking at turn 3 Tireless Tracker. I think I'm going to mulligan this. This one's awkward because we have no black mana, but we do have that Planar Genesis. So I think I'm going to go Tangled Islet, Island, hold up Counterspell, but Planar Genesis at the end of turn. And just hope that we don't get wrecked. I do like this hand a bit better, but this hand could be sus. This could be sus. All right. We're just joining game 2. This has also been my favorite format. Sorry, I have not been looking at any of the chat. It's also been my favorite format. I actually mostly don't make Magic content, but I have lately been streaming these because I think it's fun. I actually didn't play Magic for a long time. I played a lot back in when like Death Shadow was a big thing in Modern. I'd grind Modern tournaments and then moved back to where I went to college for a job I took, and then now I'm here playing a bit more. Ooh, Soul Ring start. That is scary. We don't even play Soul Ring. I have too many pips was kind of my rationale. Alright. So we're going to represent Counterspell, but man, not a good look if he goes White Plume Adventurer here. Really like Planar Genesis. I feel like it's a pretty cool card. We definitely need to take that. Okay, now we have decisions. I think if I can go Island, I can rep Counterspell, but really hold up another Planar Genesis. I did hear about the Modern Unbans. I think they're pretty cool. Splinter Twin seems like a fun time. I'm not sure if it's a good time, but it'd be a fun time. Alright, so we're definitely playing this. So now, Baleful Strix. I think I just play my Baleful Strix here. Okay. Good, we won our land drops. So now that means, that's nice though, because our Planar Genesis now can go and find us a spell, more than likely, on the next turn. Okay. At least when we're on the play, them casting an initiative creature will allow us to possibly steal it back. And just so you know, Rock and Roll MTG, I do have a small amount of content of Value Vintage. If you're interested in looking it out, I'm not going to pretend like it's the greatest stuff in the world, but it's there. Alright. Okay, well, how good is a Creeping Tar Pit going to be over an Opulent Palace? We honestly have plenty of green. I think we take the Creeping Tar Pit. That's nice to get all those lands off the top of our library. Okay. Are we at the point... I think we are at the point where we want to peek in and see what the heck is going on, dude. Wrath of the Skies... Test of Talents, so that I don't like Test of Talents. Just put Shuffles of our hand. Nor do I like a Days Undoing. Let's hit his Days Undoing. We're probably cycling this Fetid Pools. Let's get in there. For sure. Yeah, it definitely needs more light. I've been trying to get some of my friends into it. Actually, I have a friend tonight who's playing that. We've been playtesting a lot. He's a big Legacy grinder, but thinks this is pretty cool. Alright. But do appreciate that. Okay. Shoot, I was not paying attention to what he played. The revealed section is right here. So we got rid of his Days Undoing. He must have just played an island. By the way, folks, these new islands and stuff from Foundations are pretty sweet. The swamps are particularly cool. Alright. Magic is spinning its wheels right now. Alright, there we go. Not a great draw. Also not a great draw. So we can continue to hold up, or we can just try to turn the corner. And I like this because we're still presenting Counterspell. Even though we know that he has a loose focus and a Test of Talents, we would lose that fight. But we got to kill him eventually, otherwise his end game is just going to overpower ours. Okay. All right.
How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like getting right out of bed late for work, yet your hair looks immaculate. No blow dryer, no comb, no sculpting gel.
Yeah, I think if you make the rest of your cards fit what other people are doing, like your interaction to counter those, I think you can kind of do about whatever you want, and I think it will work out fine. It's been kind of my experience. Okay. Which is a good thing. All right, he's cruising. Okay. Do we hit his Soul Ring with this Maelstrom Pulse, or is that just getting too narrow? Do we just keep waxing him? At some point, though, I gotta have an Infernal Grasp up for when he inevitably, like, Hold Breachers into, like, Test of Talent, or the Commit to Memory. Memory, though, is obviously 7 or 6 mana. The interaction can get silly, but it's also important to note that, like, counter spells are, like, over $1. So it's harder than it sounds, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I think I am gonna hit this. I want to set him back a couple turns in terms of mana. And then this way I'm still holding up my Infernal Grasp. Oh, he doesn't want this to happen, huh? Okay. So he gets to search my library, I think, for this. Okay, so exiled is both of them. So we'll go ahead and... So now he knows what I'm working with. Yeah, and it can't feel particularly good if he ends up Wrathing the Skies of Baleful Strix. I need to hit a threat here pretty quick. Okay. He's clearly digging for stuff as well. The only thing I am truly worried about is that his... There we go, that's a good draw. The thing I'm most worried about is that his... he goes Hold Breacher instant speed, because it's got Flash, untap, and then hit me with a big... draw spell. So we're gonna probably end up baiting out a loose focus here, which is okay. We got to get out of his hand eventually. It's going to eat up 3 of his mana too, I think. He could just go commit here, I guess, also. Put on top, or second to the top? No. The Tarmogoyf Nest is actually a pretty good threat if you can get it to land in these matchups. I'm not going to pay it. No point. Okay, and we're just going to keep Baleful Strix attack. Alright, loose focus is gone. He could easily have a bunch more of those. I kind of wonder if he's playing any hard counter spells. I don't know what the price of a Days Undoing is, but my guess is that it's kind of expensive, and counter spells aren't in his budget. And see, right now it's tough if he were to play an initiative creature. That's honestly a good draw. It's tough for him to play an initiative creature because I have an unblockable and a Death Touch flyer. So I think we got to try to just get in there slowly but surely, my friends. Slowly but surely. Yeah, I guess so. Artifact Bird. Nudge. Oh, yeah, it is Artifact. You never feel good, though, because the clock is so slow. You just don't feel good about it. Okay, he's Wrath of the Skying, I believe. Yeah. Do I fight over this? Man, I don't feel like I do. But then I really don't have a clock because I don't think I can afford to activate Creeping Tar Pit every turn without having Infernal Grasp and Counterspell up. But I'm not going to fight over this. I'll just let him kill it. I mean, that's a big card to kill. 2-mana creature that drew me a card. Okay, not bad. I think that's going to allow me to 1, 2, 3 here. So we're 1 mana short from activating Creeping Tar Pit plus having Infernal Grasp up. Which is the goal here. All right. Just keep on keeping on. Just bide our time. If one of these blood chief thirsts for about anything else, I think. All right, what are we working on here? So do I counter the thing that finds the thing? This is a tough decision because I have no clue what he's going to go get. I think I let him get it. I got 2 counter spells. I got 2 counter spells and an Infernal Grasp. I think I just have to live with that. Okay. Oh, it can get a card with Flash, so he's getting a Hull Breacher. So now we know he has the Hull Breacher. I have a hard time believing him not popping this off at the end of my next turn. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't cast 3 of my spells here. But if I cast my Baleful Strix, I will also have, to kind of keep going because this clock is ticking, I also have a way to block his Hull Breacher if he even chooses to attack. I could also hit a land. I think I'm going to get a little risky with it. I'm behind on the clock because I'm talking too much. Hit me a land. Untap land. God bless America. Alright, 2 counter spells. I can burn it on about whatever I want. Okay, so I think we hit like this. Yeah, I probably should have held up double counter spell, Infernal Grasp. I think I'm gonna re-counter the Hull Breacher because I don't mind having a counterspell second from the top. Spell Pierce murders me. There it is. Well, he constructed a hand that is gonna do the deed. Ugh, not a good feeling. All right, buddy. Own me. You know, I just got done saying, gotta be patient. So it does say, except for the first card they draw in each of their draw steps. Okay, so that's why I don't even get 1. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to F6, and we're just going to let him win the game. Okay.
How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance?
All right.
Finishing your laundry and successfully matching all your
Well, nobody likes losing, but I think this might be, I don't know, punishing matchup when I tell myself to be patient, and then the one opportunity I have to be patient, I'm not. Now he's got a lot of cards. I mean, I think we just let him do his thing.
just like that. Get more with Geico.
All right, let's go. So I'm wondering if he is just trying to kill me using initiative. I would imagine. Okay. I mean, he's got to have a Swords to Plowshares eventually. maybe he took him out. I don't know. Hold up a card, make him think. I mean, not having if he has initiative this turn, I maybe should have played Leovold there. Okay. I'm worried about Quicken into Wrath of the Skies. But if he quickens into Wrath of the Skies, that kills his threat. I got lethal on Bard. If he's got Quicken into Wrath of the Skies right now, I'm gonna let him pop off on that. Okay. I'm so curious what's in his hand. Wow. Wow. Okay, so we got lucky that one. Okay, we got lucky there. Man. I kind of want to take out a Blood Thief shirt and just maybe bring in just a threat. Like, even a 2/2 is kind of what I'm thinking. Like, the Thirst, I think I need some of them, but not too many. Because last game was too many. I cannot believe I won that last game. I'm not sure. Maybe it might be last week we played a land destruction deck, and I think their game plan to win was make people concede. Okay. I'm going to keep this. Go Creep and Tar Pit. Inquisition. Tap land. Okay. This card's really good because it gets him his, like, best card. Okay. Okay, we're just going to F6 here. Okay. Let's start with an Inquisition here. See what we got going on. If he counters it, that might be an indication of what he has going on. See, the Strix not looking great in this matchup, but we just don't have anything better. We're, like, prepped to kill humans. Okay, so he's going to get one of these out of my hand, but then I got to draw a card. Or maybe he didn't search. Tap land, big time for us. Okay, black on tap, like a swamp, would be huge. Choked Estuary, I think is what it's called, is the other. Tangled is lit here. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not holding up any actual real interaction, so it's a matter of... Let's see if I can... We just got to get something on the board, I think. We can't just let him durdle around all day. Wow, he's going to... Okay, that's actually real bad for us. Okay. Okay. So next turn, we're going to Inquisition. Force that card out. He might... What do we got? Okay. Narset, kind of all the same. But at least this turn, what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to Serum Visions and get a card off the top of my library. And then fix our draw a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't have like a Daze Undoing. But if he does, or gets one here, we should be able to, yeah, we should be able to snipe it. Now we're just hoping he doesn't have 2. Because we know we're drawing his Serum Visions. I don't know why he didn't take this on here. Okay, so we're going to get hit the Days Undoing. We are going to Serum Visions. Sucks that we're not going to draw, but it is what it is. We need to make sure that we're hitting our land drops in a way that it's going to work. So obviously the Narset, not super against what we have going on. We just have to hope he doesn't, okay, hit a Days Undoing. Okay, so the choked estuary that we're going to draw is going to be big. He does have a Swords to Plowshares, but we're going to play a Strix. He kind of has to Swords if he wants to keep his... if he wants to keep his Narset around. And so we just got to dodge 1 turn of Days Undoing. Not going to draw a card. These Narset-like effects are real good against us. But the fact that we have Leovold in our deck probably makes him want to, I don't know, save the swords. He could also maybe chump with a Colonnade. We know the Quicken's gone. We know the... So we know he's got Test of Talents and our Wrath of Skies. We're not going to let him have 2 creatures. So we're just going to make him address one of them at a time. And at least have an Infernal Grasp. I don't know. We're still on the same thing. We got to dodge a Days Undoing. Okay. Okay, this is a good draw because we can kill that Narset if he happens to interact here. Or if he activates Colonnade, we can kill it. Before blocks. Okay, and so now I think I'm cool playing a second Baleful Strix. Holding up Infernal Grasp to try to kill any Hull Breachers. We will draw a card. Feels good to finally get to draw a card. We cast 2 Baleful Strix and Serum Visions that didn't get to draw a card, but we had to do it to get to where we wanted to be. Is he thinking, or is Magic Online just messing with him? I hope Magic Online's not punking him out. I think I'm going to play it. I think I need my land drops here because at some point I'm going to want to attack with Restless Vinestalk. which is 5, 1, 2, 3. I mean, I could attack right now or in next turn, but
Ice cold Michelob Ultra and enjoy every moment of the NBA season. Stock up today and watch your team drop buckets with a bucket full of ice cold Ultra. Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer.
it's got to be Wrath of Skies, I'd imagine.
2024 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra. Registered light beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like getting right out of bed late for work, yet your hair looks immaculate. No blow dryer, no comb, no sculpting gel, just a flawless look. As if you walked out of your house and straight onto the cover of a men's fashion magazine.
Good morning, Steven.
We're just going to, I mean, not that we could do anything to that, but we obviously are just going to let that happen.
Clue, you were half asleep.
Okay, and so now, again, we just tried to creeping tar pit him to death, hold up Infernal Grasp.
Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said Morocco, senor, but his nose said, hey, freshest scent ever. Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring game scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, sir, your scent Morocco smelling.
We've got to be the last match of the round. I don't think any round's gone this far, but it's just two kind of slower decks here.
Way fresher than detergent alone.
All right. Not the best draw in the world, but we're just going to keep on keeping on. We want to hold up Infernal Grasp the entire time. Creeping Tar Pit aggro, dude. He's got 5 cards, so you know he's got a mountain of counter spells here. I want to cast this Earl so bad, but I know that as soon as I do, he's going to Hull Breacher end a turn. And he might do that anyway. Okay. Now, does that change my mind any? Would he even have done that? I think I do it. We also have the Restless Vinestock to keep in mind, so he's gonna counter this. Okay. Okay, he's time walking me. Don't cast Hull Breacher. Okay. So this is good. Next turn we should theoretically get a Hull Breacher plus cast my Earl. And if you cast another Narset, we got Blood Chief Source for that. The problem is we're going to have to fight through a ton of counter magic, so. Alright, do it to it, dude. Treasure Cruise. Soul Ring, okay. Probably activate the Colonnade. Get aggro. So he should have a Test of Talents, I think, in his hand, unless I have miscalculated that a bit. Okay, so let's try that this time. So at first we thought he was an initiative deck, and it sounds like he's actually just kind of all in on Days Undoing, Hull Breacher. Okay, so now the next turn we can cast Uro. Okay, we're going to have to be patient with this and just not... We're just going to have to take a bunch of hits from this. Okay, totally fine. That's actually, in all seriousness, that is probably an good indication of what's coming or in his hand. Euro time. Not going to get it. Counter. Okay. That's fine. We're going to get to cast a Scooze next turn. So this is the replication counterspell. This guy's only got 3.5 minutes, though. So we actually haven't seen hard, just straight up counterspell. Alright, so he's probably going to swing in again. I'm not sure he has this test of talents. I can't figure it out. Got Prairie Stream. Alright, not attacking. A little bit suspicious. Okay, so we got Blue and Infernal Grasp live and ready to go. Oddly enough, we got out aggroed game 1, and yet here we are. This replication spell is not bad. I mean, I'm just going to let that happen. If that's what he's choosing to counter, that just more prepares us to counter a significant spell that would allow him to win the game. Worst comes to worst, we have a Vine Stalk as our aggro plan. That's going to outdamage his Colonnade. We have a Grasp for his Colonnade if we really get in a bind. Yep, we're just gonna let that happen. 2, 3, 4, 5. If I can get another land so I can hold up either Counterspell or Infernal Grasp, or both, or we'll just do this. Yeah, I'm really glad that I brought the oozes in, literally just because it's going to allow me to just have a cheap threat. And it's better than a third Blood Chief's Thirst here, so. Not because it's good in the matchup, but just because we needed another threat. And now he just has to play fast. Okay, we're gonna focus on countering what he gets and not the thing that gets it. If he wants to activate the Colonnade to block, that's okay. We will just Blood Chief's Thirst it later. But he's clearly got something in his hand. He wouldn't have got a commit to memory if he didn't have like a Hull Breacher in his hand. Okay. He must not have a Hull Breacher. Wonder if he only plays like 2, like 1 sideboard. Or no, this gets it from the library. I wonder how many he can play. Okay. I think we're gonna take another hit here and just not worry about it. I guess we go to the clock. Okay, cool. All right, weird game, but we grind through it. So I will see you in a moment, folks. My guess is that next round's going to start real fast. Don't go anywhere. All right. To no surprise, we were the last match of the round. So that's good because we just get to fly right on in. All right. Okay. I was kind of hoping that we would get to talk, have some downtime and talk about the deck list, but the next match is primed to start here any second. And so, knowing that, what we're going to do is we're just going to try to get right into this, and then if we have downtime in between the next matchup, what we'll do is we will discuss the deck list. Okay, so there it is. Hopefully everything is all good, all good. Here we are. Back. I think we actually both had a match open. We will play first. I think it's a huge advantage for us to play first. Yikers. This could be the downfall of some of the cards. This is a choice. I don't know what he's playing. But what I can tell you is that playing tap land and then the growth chamber seems real slow. I think I actually mulligan this. Doesn't feel good. This one we can live with. Let's keep this. Let's bin. Pulse is pretty but we have a second one somewhere in there. So here, let's just do that, and then we'll play an Opulent Pass right away.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jessica
Okay.
Zuzga-Reed, a pediatrician at Mercy One Children's Hospital. Your family's health.
All right, I'm feeling good about bending that hand as bad as I wanted to keep it. It had some good cards, and the bounce lands are good. They just, okay, what do we got? Okay. So this is going to be restore balance. Definitely restore balance. So we are gonna, I don't know what else it could be. So I think just holding up counterspell is going to be pretty important here. So we're just going to hold, that's exactly what we're going to do.
Vaccines are safe, effective, and can help prevent serious illness. This holiday, let's spread joy, not germs.
Okay.
Protect your family and your community.
All right.
Consider getting
Yeah.
vaccinated today.
I'm feeling more and more. Sure, that's exactly what's happening. On the bright side, a Greater Gargadon can be Blood Chief's thirsted. All right.
Check your phone quickly and discover today is actually Friday. So yes, happy Friday.
Yep.
The elevator. Happy Friday indeed.
Keep making our land drops till we can cast the Serum Visions.
Get more. We've got
I think if we play slow and steady, we should be okay. We'll see. I don't know what kind of interaction he could have. Or like what kind of spells. Like maybe he has like a silence effect. I mean, he's got to have ways to beat counter magic, right? Like, he's not just going blanketly. Okay, see, this is where the bounce land seems like it's pretty good. I'm going to put a Chief's Thirst to the bottom and a Serum Visions on top. And then we'll just go ahead and exchange these guys. I think we're going to always yield to these things. Can't imagine we're going to want to interact with those. So we have to hold up double blue for the rest of the game. I'm pretty confident. I think we top. Oh yeah, we are. Just gonna say we're back on land drop, but that's all right. So this is gonna be nice though, because we're gonna have, well, we actually don't want to cast Planar Genesis here because we know that we want to cast our what do you call it? We want that tireless tracker on top. But it's using our mana well. I'll just take this here. So I kind of wonder if he even has like the instant speed cascade card that's gonna. So we'll play a tireless tracker. So I don't even think I'm gonna want to crack a clue at the end of turn here. Because I think there's an instant that has Cascade of 3. And I need to hold up Counterspell like this whole time. I'm just worried about him having potentially like a... Yeah, this is what okay. I was worried about maybe having 2 Cascade or having a discard card and then Cascade. Okay, so he's just choosing to straight up suspend Restore Balance. That could be a way to get around what we have. I kind of wonder if I want to hold back some lands. So double Counterspell should do the job. We do this and we can start cracking clues. So things like Wilt in the sideboard are going to be good. Okay, so now that we have double Counterspell up, I'm locking our odds a lot better because you can only have so many of those. So you must play all of them, like all the Border Posts. Okay. I think I'm gonna cast a Planar Genesis here. He's already got 2 on the stack. I think I do want a land because I got 3 counter spells. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I get another blue, that actually isn't a half bad draw there. See if he's got a way to. Okay. See, that's that outburst I was talking about. Okay. Oh, okay. Planeswalker, huh? All right. So we gotta get rid of a bunch of cards here. All right, and we just gotta kind of dodge a lot of things here. Okay. All right. Luckily, we have counter spells for each of these. Am I right, guys? So he plays it. Okay. All right. Okay, so this actually gives us free range to go crazy. So we have a thirst. We're definitely gonna wanna. Okay, so here, definitely doing this, and then I think we wanna hit this thing here. And then we can hold up counterspell, but I think we're gonna have to hit his Planeswalker here. He's got all of his restore balances are not in the deck, so we can hold down for a little bit here and just try to get a little aggressive. I actually wonder if I should have attacked there still. So I don't have an answer to the second restore balance. And I think that last counter spell's like on the bottom of my deck. What's he got? Okay. Alright. Alright. So we got like free pass to like tap out for a couple turns here. I think this is worth playing. Cancel. Trade with 2 creatures. That seems like a good time to get rid of.
How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like going to work on Thursday morning and thinking to yourself, just one more day until Friday. Then you the elevator and says, Happy Friday.
Okay, and so now we can start creating a Tarmogoyf each turn for a couple turns in a row. Hold up a counter spell. I think that's going to be enough. Not wrong. I never thought about that.
For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability and blood.
Oh, they're big.
Near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the bush light go?
Okay.
In your stomach. Head for the mountains.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024. Anheuser-Busch.
Okay.
Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
So we're going to get to keep 2 lands. So we're going to keep a Simic Growth Chamber, and then I'm not going to play any more lands. I think I have enough to do the deed on board with a counterspell in hand. And if not, I think I can survive. Oh, I forgot he can sacrifice permanents to get a greater Gargadon out. That does throw a little wrench in my plan, but a lot of Tarmogoyf tokens are going to be good. So he's going to get a Tarmogoyf here. or Greater Gargadon. Puts me in a weird situation. Either way, a 9/7 is just like not going to be the easiest thing to deal with. So maybe I should have played the second Tarmogoyf nest. Well, I guess he can't attack with it. Okay, and then so then what we do is we just crack another clue. That's a good draw. Okay, oops, probably didn't need to do that. That's okay. So he can sack a bunch of permanents and get another Greater Gargadon out. But then I can counter it.
Oh, yo, what the... Yo, what's up, man? Damn, I have...
Okay, and so then here...
This is my...
Alright.
Skill-based matchmaking is insane.
I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that should just be game. Yeah, I think the Tarmogoyf tokens should just get there, especially with what do you call it? Counter magic backup. Alright, so obviously I'm kind of liking a lot of what my deck brings. I like these wilts. Set him back a little bit. And then take out the Ritual Soot and the Obnixilis and just get a little bit more fair. Otherwise, I can't think of anything else. Based on what I have, I'm not really sideboarded for this, but I think we're set up in a good spot. Can't pretend I like this hand. But we get I'm gonna mulligan. I almost talked myself into it. This is worse. Usable. Okay, keep. Gonna have to get rid of that. We're gonna have to get rid of that too. On the bright side, we can Inquisition his lands. Alright, let's see what we draw here before we decide what our first play is. Let's hit him where it hurts, I guess. Oh, Mystical Dispute. I'm gonna get rid of our border post, I think. We need to buy a lot of time. We're down a lot of cards. This is it's nice knowing what he's got, though. Double Mystical's Dispute. And he just decided to activate it. Okay. Man, this is a tougher matchup than I thought. Or I shouldn't say tougher, but it's interesting is maybe the word I'm looking for. Okay, there we go. That's the card I'm looking for. Okay, I'm not going to do that because he can actually Brain Surge in response. Okay. So we'll just let that. And I don't have any other counter magic besides the 4 straight up counter spells, so we're relying pretty hard on those. Okay. So That's down to 5. He's already got 2 lands in play. 4. Okay. That's not good. I'm not sure. I guess if we Blood Chief's Thirst off the top is going to do a lot of work, but I'm not sure that's something we're beating this fast. Or it's just such a fast clock. Well, I will say, not a bad draw. Well, he is ready for the counter magic, isn't he? Oops, I did the wrong card. Once a land. Okay. I put a Baleful Strix on top, and I'm not kind of regretting that. I think we just trade that off while we can and live with it. Honestly, not super concerned about a Restore Balance right now. Maybe he wants to put 3 counters on my Baleful Strix. That's okay. So now I do have my Planar Genesis, though. That's going to give me something to go off of here. So he's got 4 lands, I got 5. Okay. Okay. I think we gotta do this. I think we gotta steal that and then hope we get a land just for some gas. What's this thing? It's got 2. It doesn't matter because he's got a ricochet trap anyway. Do I want this? I don't think I do. I think I just want to dig, and I gotta dig and try to find. Man, I'm so dead here. I just need to try to find an answer to that Planeswalker, but all right. We can just have 6 through here. 2 counter spells isn't good. I don't even have that much blue mana right now.
For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you're wondering, where does the bush light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024.
Okay, so we're at 1. All right. If we get a land, we can kill the Planeswalker. But he still has red. We're so dead. Yeah, the Tarmogoyf Nest is a cool card. Don't know if it's particularly good or not, but oh my gosh. It's a little bit better in the grindy matchups and less good in this particular one, but we've just been short on cards. Okay, and I think we actually pay. It's not our game. I mean, we went down to 5, and he had a very quick hand with Planeswalker. That's tough for us. After seeing that, is there anything different I want to do? Like, I kind of wonder, actually, if the Thragtusk is kind of good, because it will replace itself if it dies Service for Balance. Yeah, I guess I never thought about it. I played last week a Wilderness Reclamation deck, and it would be good in that. The thing is, you're not going to be able to fuel it with artifacts and things like that, and you're going to want a lot of counter magic, but I think there's something there for sure. I think I'm actually going to get rid of a Tarmogoyf Nest here. You can go Thragtusk. Gain a little bit of life, big body. Alright, give me a good one here. That's not a good one. Dang, dude. Come on. I guess it's better than nothing. I'm going to keep it. What am I going to ditch, though? Kind of like the Maelstrom Pulse. We will get rid of a Shardless Agent. I like to think this should be a pretty good matchup. I like the cards that we have. Like counterspells and discard, but just feel on edge the whole time. Okay. If we can draw a green, I will just straight Maelstrom Pulse his lands. Oh my god, give me a green, give me a green, give me a green. Forest. Oh, you lucky duck. Okay. Next turn still would be good. Okay. Give me that green mana. So next turn I actually get a Serum Visions also to try to find that green. All right, let's go. I think I actually, man. I think I'm going to bottom this. Do I bottom that too? I think I do. I think I got to dig for lands. All right. That feels good. It feels a little dirty, but it feels good. All right. And then the best time is that we're going to get to send him back another one. Ooh, we should have waited one more turn. Oh, we should have waited one more turn. We would have got all of them. Okay, we got to search for a land. We just keep setting them back. Can't cascade into anything. And then next turn we can discard Tarmogoyf Nest, possibly. That's a good draw. Let's get rid of the Shardless Agent. The problem is though, we've set him back enough. If he can get one of the restore balances off, we're screwed. I will play a swamp, I think. Keep tapping all the wrong mana. We're just going to try to kill him as fast as we can. 7. And so next turn, can we go... I don't think we can go harder than that. He could be stuck at 1, and we could be with 1 land in play. But at least... Okay. Alright, so Maelstrom Pulse, huge there. Okay, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. And I'll see you guys back in a moment.
I do. I see it flickering.
Okay,
I didn't know if that was
let's go over what I decided to play. So I just kind of threw this all together.
Alright, yeah.
I just wanted like
I got my blood cake.
one second. I wanted a play a blue, green, and black, just kind of mid-rangey deck. And so Uro is pretty much my favorite card that I've played so far. It's obviously super busted, it's banned everywhere, but it is particularly good when I'm trying to make land drops with the tireless tracker. And then just some other like value creatures. Like Baleful Strix is pretty cool because it's kind of like a kill spell, but it draws a card. Then I just play a variety of cheap interaction with Bloodthief's Chief's Thirst, and Inquisition of Kozilek, Serum Visions to kind of grind through the deck, Maelstrom Pulse as a catch-all, 4 counterspells, 1 Infernal Grasp, a Planar Genesis to help accelerate our mana, / be an impulse at some point in the game. You know, at some point it just is a look at 4 or pick the best card. I'm trying 2 Tarmogoyf Nests just because I feel like it's just a recurable threat, so I can get to that. Because I only have so many threats here, and realistically, Baleful Strix really isn't one of really a threat. And so then having the Goyf Nest is kind of cool because I can just keep pumping out Tarmogoyfs over and over again. And then 1 Ob Nixilis, just kind of, I like having a top-end Planeswalker in a deck like this. Variety of lands. The only thing that I think that's particularly special is, honestly, the Creeping Tar Pit was great. I probably need to get rid of the Restless Vinestock in replacement for... do I not have this up right now? Oh my gosh, folks, I did all of that. Sorry about that. First timer. But anyway, so here's the deck list. Like I was saying, Earl, here's my creature suit. 1 Leovold, a Tireless Tracker, 2 Uros. Here's my interaction. In the mana base, the only thing I think I need to do is take this Vinestock out and put in a Tar Pit. But then I am playing 2 Balance Lands, and I have not really seen anybody else play these Balance Lands. Where's the other one? But I think they're actually really good, particularly that I'm trying to Planar Genesis into extra lands, or just hitting extra land drops with the Tireless Tracker. It's just nice to have a couple of those. Sometimes if you get like a basic land and a bounce land in your opener, it feels like you have 3 lands, even though it's 2 cards. Sideboard wise, you've seen it a couple times. I'm playing Sphinx of the Final Word, Thragtusk, Ritual of Soot, Leyline of the Void, Plague Engineer, and Dread of Night. I've seen some humans lists that I think I'm not beating unless I'm playing those cards. And then 1 Scoos, just kind of pretty generic. The Wilts came in handy last match too. So, all right. Well, to enjoy the downtime, what I think I'm going to do is from my last week, I am just going to play a bit of some of my matchups from last week. So we'll just enjoy until the next round starts. Might be a good time. Actually, I forgot that we can watch other people's matches. Alright, so it looks like what I'm guessing is a Bant Reclamation deck, just based on the looks of what we got going on here. Versus, I do know what Dewey is on. He's on blue-white control. That's the same Dewey that did a little play testing with me a few weeks ago, if you happen to check that out. Okay, Planar Genesis. What do we got here? Castle Ardenvale. Okay. So I think the same guy played the same Reclamation deck last time. So Dewey with the Brain Surge. He's playing a like Brainstone, Brain Surge, Miracles style, I believe. Just based on why else would you play Brainstone? So when we've matched up, the Castle Ardenvale is going to be pretty good for him. When him and I have matched up, I think there was one game where I won and one where he stomped me, though. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So the castles in this particular matchup are going to be really good regardless, but it looks like the Reclamation player is down on clock by a good margin. I also know that this Miracles deck has a pretty good way of like turning the corner fast. Dream Trawler. Can't think what it's called off the top of my head. When I see it, I'll know it. It's a 4-mana, like 4/5 flyer. That when you reveal the top card, you get to like copy it for the first card you draw every turn. It's pretty good. So the ramping of the castle will be good, but he will eventually have some answers for that. So Deluge. Card art on this is wild, is it not, folks? I kind of fully expect this game to go to time. Okay, cool looking Earl. That art is just so much cooler than the original one. Alright. He's just cantripping his way right through his deck. Alright, Meddling Mage. I wonder what gets named. I wonder if this version plays like a take extra turn. Nope. Okay, Earl. Smart. That's why Dewey's playing the control deck and I'm not. Because odds are he doesn't have a lot of ways to kill this. A Sailor's Pirate. Or Spectral Sailor. I wonder if this is more like a Bant Flash deck than anything. Yeah, and it stonewalls these humans pretty hard, huh? Oh, he's not messing around. Yeah, I mean, gotta call that. What could he have? Oh, no. Oh, sometimes you gotta get got. Sometimes you gotta get got.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a
Okay.
ROAS man. Then he told everyone how
It'd be so much cooler if I could see everybody's hands.
return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/campaign to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be to be.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since she discovered she has sense of humor, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old
Insurance? It's like finishing your laundry and successfully matching all your daughter's baby socks together on the first try.
See, panda socks, fantasy socks, socks with those cute little strawberries on them.
You matched each and every one of those tiny socks. I mean, has this ever happened to the
Does he have a second wilderness reclamation?
Penguin wearing a cowboy hat socks.
Nope.
Done.
2 cards to 5 can't feel good for the reclamation player, especially down 2 minutes. I feel like Dewey's conscious of that clock, though. It looks like he's just trying to play quick. Another reclamation. Nope, Earl. Okay. Dewey's got all the counter spells right now. Kefnet. That's the card I was talking about. Flying 4/5. This thing is a pain in the butt. Really hard to kill. Basically got to kill it on the stack or you're screwed. Yep, just create more humans. Must be the week of control. Must more people brought control this week than all the other ones, I guess. Everybody's just playing these degenerate aggro decks, and next thing you know it... I shouldn't say degenerate aggro decks, but... Okay, Dust Bowl. Now that we see it, but I knew Dewey played a Dust Bowl, and I was like, he's got to be looking for that, because that is going to be huge in this matchup. I can't imagine... He's got much for answers in terms of that Castle Ardenvale. And I can't imagine that the, what do you call it, reclamation player has an answer to that. I think Dewey might just pop up off at that Dust Bowl right now. Ooh, Test of Talents. It's going to be good. Ooh, Test of Talents. Your Test of Talents. All the talents are being tested. Okay. There we go. Ooh, just revealing Brainstorm. He's gotten me in these locks before with God Eternal Kefnet where he reveals Brain Surge over and over again. And so then he gets to cast the Brain Surge, draw it, and keep putting it back. So that's a card that gets revealed every single time. And it only costs 1 mana, so he gets to draw 4, put 2 back every single turn for 1 mana. And it's super brutal if you're trying. I mean, you can't outvalue that. It's literally just impossible. I don't want to say actually impossible, but you got to have a pretty good head start to be getting after that. All right. Reclamation's going to get him a big mana advantage. I'm not sure how that's going to... I guess he can cast... No, he's still short on Uro. 3 at a turn versus 5 a turn. So he gets to copy that spell for 1. Hopefully this is game 3, because nobody's winning a game 3 right now. I can guarantee that. Okay, so this is interesting because Dewey now should have, I believe, Swords Plowshares in his hand. I'm not sure how the interaction with that works because Brain Cells when it draws. Okay, yeah. He just doesn't want the other one going away. So that keeps Dewey on a 4 turn and this guy on a 6 turn. So the Cerise is not good for the Wilderness Reclamation player. Alright, scry 2 and then untap your lands, and he's kind of got you in a bind, especially with 30 seconds left. Wonder if there's any more games. Doesn't quite look like it. Oko, love it. So this guy's spending a lot of money on an Oko, about 450, 444, something in that. I looked at like an Oko build of Sultai today. Obviously the card's super good. That card would definitely answer a God Eternal Kefnet. But again, it just comes down to you just gotta. I think you're playing the clock right now because you only got 20 seconds for the other player. And furthermore, if you just super loose focus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, loose focus is super good in situations like this because there's just so many copies. You can't counter them all. Like even if you had one counter spell, it's not going to counter all of them. So that's where loose focus is good. Something about good old school counter spell. All right, Dewey wins. Dewey is the winner. Time. Alright, are we in? Is this here? I'm checking another thing and seeing if this is an actual value vintage matchup. There's a Wasteland in play and dual land, so I'm going to assume that is a hard no. So that means our next series is going to start any seconds now. So we'll be back in a second once we have that. We're in it. And you'll never guess who we got matched with. The man, the myth, the legend. Jonathan. Alright, let's take this off here. Alright. Bit of a risky hand, but having a planar Genesis should be good to keep it. Alright, so we must both be 2-0 is my guess if him and I are playing. Alright, so he's on the play. That's pretty good, but a lot of times these planar Genesis allow us to maybe steal the what do you call it? The play back, because we get an extra land back out of it. Alright, I think Dewey and I are gonna chat during this here. Alright.
How's it going, bully?
Going well, dude. Obviously, you're on the YouTubes, just so you know.
Sounds good.
Or hopefully you know that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
We were watching your last match, because you can, like, watch games that haven't, like, finished. You just can't see their hands. Looked like it went to time.
Yeah, I felt like I was in a pretty good spot at the end of that game because I had KevNet active. But who knows, I guess. They did have Uro.
Yeah. They had the Castle Ardenvale, which I knew was going to be good if they could have, like, activated a ton early, but, like, eventually that was just, like, not going to be enough if that's all they were hanging on to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I made a mistake and didn't play around their flip spell that, like, deals 3 damage to... It's like a land,
yeah,
but it can also deal damage to a creature. I just, like, saw it game 2 and just, like, didn't think about it game 3.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Or whatever.
Yeah,
game 2 or whatever it was.
I can't remember. I think that might have been in game 3 because I saw that. In my my matchup, I was playing like a restore balance deck that played the bounce post things, and I Maelstrom pulsed 2 of them.
Oh boy!
At once, and then but the next turn he played 2 more of the same.
And I'm pulse?
No, I did not. I had a wilt. Which is a destroy or naturalize or whatever, but I'm like, yeah, but I was like, oh, would have been so much cooler if he like didn't have the land, or if I had waited 1 turn, because then I would have got 4 of them.
Oh, it was the same one too.
It was
okay,
all the same one. Yeah, I'm like, I should have just waited, but that's okay.
You never know. Like 2-for-1 value is hard to pass up.
Yeah, for sure. Especially not trying to what do you call it? I wasn't trying to kick a guy while he's down or nothing like that, but at the same time I was just trying to win, you know, and so
yeah, exactly.
What did you play in the first round?
I played against Blue-Black Fairies.
Oh, that's cool.
That's kind of sweet. I didn't realize there was a card from, like, Wilds of Eldraine that's literally, like, if you have a fairy, it's literally take, like, any card for 1 black mana that's a non-land from their hand.
Oh.
Which is kind of sweet.
Yeah, that's way cool.
I was, like, reading, I'm like, wait a second. Like, where's the drawback? And then at the end, it's like you have to also exile a card from your hand if you don't control a fairy.
Okay. Dewey, how many of those Dust Bowls you play? I feel like every time we play, I'm getting Dust Bowled out of the game.
A play set. Just one.
Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah, we played. What did we play? I'm drawing a blank right now. Sorry, I'm trying to play and do things. We played like a Days Undoing Hull Breacher deck.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah,
that one was crazy. Like you survived a treasure cruise, or well, not really a treasure cruise, but like a Hull Breacher into a draw 7.
Yeah,
and just targeted them to death.
I don't know how. Like it's just like what could they? I think Days Undoing is like kind of expensive, so I think if I'm guessing they're spending a lot of money on that, and maybe like the rest of the deck is a little bit of fluff. Sure. So. Yeah, so I think there's just a little bit of that possibly going. I don't know. I never actually looked up what the price of the Days Undoing is, but okay. We will draw a card. I think we fight over this. Try to see if we can get it to stick around a little bit. I have seen Lose Focus kind of be pretty good in a couple situations just because, like, you can't counter all of the copies of it. Which makes me think a little bit higher of the card than what I had previously thought of it. I just still like just regular counterspell.
Yeah, just like unconditional counterspell for 2 minutes, hard to beat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Put that Baleful Strix on the bottom of my library. Okay. So you've run into 2 Uro decks now today.
Yep.
Okay. We'll still draw a card, I suppose. Put that in. Just throw another guy out there, I suppose. Get rid of those man lands. Actually, the Creeping Tar Pit has actually been super big time today. I kind of wonder if I need to get rid of the green-blue one and just have 2 blue-black ones.
Maybe. Just 3 mana plus itself to attack is a pretty nice deal.
Totally is.
And unblockable is really clutch.
Absolutely. Alright. Starting to run out of threats already here, dude, man.
I'm running out of cards in hand, so don't worry.
Yeah, that's one nice thing, though, is like everything... I guess this would be for anybody watching, too. One thing that's nice is the... just everything is value. Like, you know... I guess the scavenging is less so, but... The first tireless tracker, drew a card, you know, things like that. Like, that adds up over time. Okay, what do we got? I do not care for that particular card right now. Let's see what we can find on the top of my library. Okay. Okay. I think it resolves, which is interesting. Would you say that the last card in your hand is a good card?
Maybe.
I
I'd like to think all my cards in my hand on my deck are good, but
yeah.
it's probably not the case.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't actually answer that, but
and it's context dependent, I guess, too.
It totally is. Alright. I guess a Baleful Strix at least kind of stonewalls it. I don't know, man. They're so fragile, though. That Trawler can just draw a couple extra cards. Or I guess it can't because of the Leovold.
The Leovold, yeah.
Okay. It's bigger. It's growing. Let's see now. Okay. Yes, I will use that ability. Okay. Let's dabble. See what's on the top of the old library.
Two top, oh boy. So this must be double removal, I guess. If you have an instant speed removal, this wouldn't matter. So what I should do is... So if you have a second Blood Chief's Thirst, I should do this because you... Yeah.
What'd you ditch? Counterspell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was dead to the instant speed one anyway, so I might as well play it like that, I guess.
Yeah.
To play around a second Thirst.
I was gonna say what you should have done is just opened up YouTube and find out what was in my hand.
That sounds cheatsy.
Yeah, it does. Alright. What'd you draw? Not a miracle?
Nope. Alright, I'm gonna play like that as a counterspell, I think. Or do I? Think I'm gonna play like that's a counterspell in your hand. God damn. Okay.
How's it going, man?
Oh boy.
Alright. Alright, now the problem is if you draw something to kill my Strix, I'm screwed. We've already gone through 2 swords. Oh. We're in the danger zone right now, ladies and germs. We've gone through 2 swords already. 3 swords. I guess it wouldn't be impossible, but I guess obviously odds are in my favor. You don't, but I'm like 1 mana short of what I really wanted to do.
Exactly where your money goes and how your savings can grow. A penny saved isn't just a penny earned. It's also a step toward greater confidence and financial freedom. Make the most of your money.
These Spotify ads are getting overtime because they're getting broadcasted to 4 other people. Alright.
This is tricky. Because I don't want those top 2 cards. If I do that, I take both of them. I could give her up. Maybe I should have been more patient, I'm not sure, but those top 2 cards are not very good.
Yeah, I think I have to take advantage of that while I got the odds, or got the chance.
Maybe I should have valued that more, I'm not sure, but it was just like quick, it's tough.
It just like wasn't honestly doing a whole lot for you right now.
Yeah.
Alright, I think I'm going to make you have to answer the board and a planeswalker at the same time. Oh shoot, you exiled that previous arrow. Okay, so we'll do this then instead. Did you happen to listen in the players meeting? Did they say if it was going to be 2 or 3 or 4 rounds?
I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Be said, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
I guess judging by the number of people, we could do the math. Because Swiss pairing's based on number of players.
I'm not that worried about it right now. Actually, shockingly enough, these series these things that I've been playing, I've only lost like 1 match, 2 matches. So, Dewey, what I'm trying to say is don't screw me on this one here.
Don't mess it up.
Yeah. Normally I like countering. Normally I like countering the answer, not the card that gets the answer. But I think in this situation,
yeah, I think I'm behind.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a row too. I'll just back it up to save us time.
Yeah. What was I gonna draw? Tarmogoyf nest in a forest, I think.
Yeah. I'll use bathroom quick while we sideboard.
Okay. All right. So going under the assumption that Dewey's not listening because he's using the restroom, what I've done is I bring in this card, and then normally I take out this card. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong card. Really, this card is almost exclusively for him in this matchup, and it's not even a win-all, but because I have had it where I've gotten like my counter spells like removed. Kind of sucks when that happens. I think also this time around I'm gonna dabble in trying to remove probably 2 of these cards because they're not super good. And I'm going to bring in this guy just for a little bit of an extra threat over a card that can be dead most of the time. And then the last thing, do I want to take, if I take 2 out, what else could I bring in? I'm half tempted to this, but he just doesn't have enough of those. I'll leave 1 in. He does play Narsets. I don't know if that's enough by itself. I could almost bring in one of these just because it's a Death Toucher. I'll just leave 1 in, a third one in, and yeah. So I'm gonna bring in these 2. This card is not particularly good, but it's a big threat. So. All right. So when I win these particular games, that's basically how it ends up going. Is if I win, it ends up being just I've 2 for 1 to 2 for 1 to 2 for 1 a couple times until he's out of cards. But a lot of times, you know, he used up all of his Swords to Plowshares, so those Baleful Strix end up actually being good. The card I'm actually more scared of than the Dream Trawler is the Kefnet, I think is what it is.
Yep.
Card's pretty fun. Ooh, I almost scored. Did not swear. That is, it's a pretty scary card for me. It's really hard to remove. I got back-to-back real bad hands, but I think this one I have to keep. This card is underwhelming in general right now, so we can just throw it to the bottom. It's all right. All right. I don't know if you kind of heard what I was kind of saying at the end there, Dewey, but Just like if my deck wins against yours, it just ends up being like I just kind of 2-for-1 over and over again, or
Exactly.
yeah, not. But you have some cards that can kind of overwhelm, like a well-timed Entreat the Angels, or maybe I don't draw a threat, that kind of stuff. You know, it happens. All right, let's get a good draw here. Let's smooth the draw out a little bit. Okay, we got to put this on the bottom, and I suppose I have to put this on the top. We're not going to reveal anything there. And then I think we pass. Probably a good call. We're like pretty even on this clock here. That's a rarity. Normally I'm like talking up a storm and burning through it. I think when we play, I actually add more time. Onto it. But do we playing band cards over here with that brainstorm? All right, as much as I want to play this, I don't think I'm going to right now, and I am rather going to play this. Just kind of cantrip my way out there, see what's all about it. Play a land that comes into play tap. That's kind of cool that there's a fit that you played a fairy deck. Like, did it look like it was pretty good still, and you just beat it, or did it have some flaws in it?
I'm not sure. I didn't see a ton of it, so.
Okay. I just kind of.
I got like fortunate termises.
Okay.
Or like 3-for-1 them.
For sure. Yeah, that sounds like. It just kind of sounds like a cool deck. I think a lot of people would be kind of into that, and just in general.
Okay. Yeah, they play Cloud of Fairies, which I don't know if it's worth spending a card in like on Cloud Fairies on that deck, but like Spellstutter Spread's pretty sweet, and there's some other sweet fairies that you can play.
For sure. I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time right now, and I'm just gonna grab some stuff out of your graveyard, just so delay why isn't it? Oh, because I actually have to hit the scavenging ooze, just so I can maybe delay a dig through time. Have you ever thought about playing like Ash Barrens, or do you like the landscapes better than that?
That's an option. I do like how like landscapes taps for mana and then could shuffle away. Like with Brainstorm or Brain Surge,
yeah,
you have more like opportunity to like choose when you shuffle. Whereas I feel like Ash Barrens is kind of like, oh, you need a land, so you better shuffle like in a specific window.
Okay. Yeah. Because I just play, well, and I'm not trying to shuffle anything particular away, but in my Delirium deck, I play the Ash Barrens, and I've been, but I would say pleasantly surprised with that in general. All right, what are we going to get here?
This is interesting.
There's no better way to treat yourself. Wrapping, decorating, or cozying up by the fire. Snickers satisfies. Tap the banner to celebrate the season with Snickers.
Okay.
Some things are worth waiting for. The cable guy isn't one of them. US Cellular's home internet is so simple to install you can do it yourself. No waiting, no appointment windows, just fast 5G home internet for $39.99 per month and bundled with a wireless plan with a 3-year price lock guarantee. Get home
okay, kind of sucks, but also I think that's gonna benefit me.
US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
See what you're working with. The snipping tool.
For sure.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was thinking. I'm like, oh, you know, it's tough, but I think this is good for me because then I get to
play that.
play a nest, and I could play it on a basic because your Dust Bowl only gets, what do you call it, right?
Yeah, correct.
All right, so now we're just trying to play around whatever it's called. Council's Judgment. Which I don't know how many of those you play, but I'm sure there's some amount of them. Yeah, I kind of had just a bunch of expensive, like, but good cards. So it's like, just, I got to find my opportunity where I feel like I can force one through.
Yeah, that makes sense. How do I want to stack this? It's 3 or 2 mana. I tap it. Okay.
One thing that's happening in this game, though, compared to the last game, though, is I was managing to kind of, like, 2-for-1 you, but also, like, make land drops. So that is something of significant here.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright. I think a bottom top. Play another Opulent Palace, and I'll just go ahead and... and I'll just see how much value I can generate from a Tarmogoyf nest. Kind of nice, at least tonight my games have gone a little bit longer, so then I don't have like a bunch of like dead air I'm trying to fill.
Mm-hmm.
Four, 5 is a beefy boy. Oh my god. I did it again. Just the same thing I do all the time. Just like mistap my mana. Prior to, like, recently, I played too much Arena where I just throw the card out there and it just casts it for you. You don't think about it as much. Or,
oh, sure.
You know what land you're tapping. You just aren't. Okay, here we go. Black. Green. Blue. Okay. Fair. Okay. That's not good for me right there. That is not good. I was literally in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I just gotta dodge a big entreat. Conveniently holding up 2 mana. I don't know what that's all about, but...
I wonder.
Yeah. What could that be? Okay. Yeah, so just like the miracle aspect of it, you just get to turn the corner so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. But I do... Let's see what I can dig up here.
Genesis. Take it.
So that's 12. Okay. Well, luckily I'm at a bazillion right now.
Mm-hmm.
That bazillion's gonna go away fast, though. Counter it. Okay. Alright, dang it. I almost feel like that one was right. I'm not sure what I could have done differently. It's tough.
Close one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was real close. This is like the only way he's really killing me, so I wonder if this is actually right, just to keep a one of in there. We'll see. It'll pop up in my hand, and then I'll be ticked I put it in. I will play first. Dang, oh, dang, oh, dang. What do I have here? Mulliganing a lot today, a lot more than I did in previous days.
So 9 players to 16 players is 4 rounds. So we should have one more after this bullet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly worried about it, given that I'm in Central Time.
I don't have to lift or anything in the morning tomorrow, so I'm good.
There you go. Actually, I was supposed to have a meeting early in the morning, but that got canceled for some reason, so
nice.
I'm not complaining. I think I throw both of those underneath.
Vital, Aqueduct. So you have Swamp, Aqueduct, or Swamp Estuary in your hand.
Just don't Dust Bolt me, please. I think I actually do pop this off right now because I'm not really looking forward to. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have. Okay. Let's go ahead and stare at each other for a little bit. Just staring contest right now. Okay, cast an opt, playing a Mystic Sanctuary, probably put a Brain Surge on top, okay.
Exactly.
The holidays are here, and so is the perfect treat to get you in the spirit. Snickers treats.
It's a little hesitant, but on this hand, but I would already mulligan down a couple, so I was like, I don't know.
Treat yourself. Wrapping decorating, cozying up by the fire. Snickers satisfies. Tap the banner to celebrate the season.
There we are. There he is. Dust Bowl. That's all I'm thinking right now is just waiting for that Dust Bowl come on in.
For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the bush light go? In your stomach.
Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch. Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Yeah, that's fine.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
I'm supposed to just return that swamp. I think I gotta start making moves here. I'm dirtling too much here. Okay. Man, I don't really know what to do here. The bright side, I guess the two things will, what do you call it? Trade?
Yeah. Like that, since I can't counter counters anyway.
Yeah. Is tapping it part of the cost? No.
You're correct. Yeah, just discarding card.
Shit. I kind of shouldn't have let you attack there. Alright, you're going to get an extra card. just keep giving me that life, Dewey.
Yep.
Oh, man. Got a lot going on in this game here. You got one extra card out of that you definitely shouldn't have, but that's okay. You got so many cards in your hand right now.
You do, yeah.
Yeah. Get a draw with an Earl, hopefully. Oh boy. Oh boy. Sometimes, my friend, you just want to be a little bit better lucky than you are good, but I'm assuming you have a million counter spells for this. Let's go ahead and just see if maybe it's something I can see if I can fight over it. All right. Now, unfortunately, I cannot activate it. I'm just gonna be a billion behind on the token creation thing. Not in love with that. Can I vote for one of your things?
You could vote for a different thing of yours, but I would not recommend that because they both get exiled.
Yeah. Whatever tie. If it's tied, it gets the same thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy. We're about to get overwhelmed by this Gideon, I believe. So unfair, Dewey. That's my tech. Alright, I'm going to give it one more draw probably, and then just a time concession, just to let everybody else. If I can, I don't know, if I could rip off maybe a Tarmogoyf nest, I don't know.
I'll just show you my hand.
Do you have, how many counters? It's fine if you have counters.
Triple counter spells.
Okay, yeah, I'll just concede then. Alright.
GG. And then I'll just click reveal hand.
Alright.
This counter spell no more.
Yeah, no worries. I obviously trust you.
GG. That was a good one.
That was a good one. Definitely. Set game 2. That was the one that I might.
Icy.
Yeah, that's the one where I kind of thought I might get you, but I'm just assuming that we are the last people to play.
It's probably fair. I'm gonna go pop into that Discord.
Okay. See ya.
Thanks for the game, Spolly.
Yep. See ya. All right, that one stinks. But that's kind of how it goes. Sometimes we get outgrinded like that. Ooh, it looks like there's actually a couple other matches potentially going on. Or is this... my guess is that's not one. Okay. The round is complete, so we're just going to move right in down to the next one. Which is nice. So we'll go right into the last round. All right, here we are. It's going to be the last match of the night. Really disappointed to end with a loss there, but we can probably pull off a nice second place or something like that if we can get a nice win here. And every week with a winning record, so that means we went 3-1 or better every week if we can tackle that feat. I haven't kept a 2-lander yet. I think I'm going to try this one because I'm on the draw. Okay, so this must be the Wilderness Reclamation player. If that's the case, maybe this wasn't the best hand. Let's go ahead and play this Fetid Pools tap. And then we should be able to go untap land the next 2 turns. Shockingly, the mana has gotten us a little bit. But nothing too crazy bad. Let's Serum Visions to start. Okay, now our mana is starting to come in. I think we just top both of these. And we can just play an Opulent Palace. We don't need to pop off with these Inquisitions until we get... Yeah. So we're probably not going to play... So I'll play a Baleful Strix here. And then what I'm really hoping to do is turn 4 Inquisition Tireless Tracker. Oh my gosh. Magic Online is just being a pain. Like every time I like misclick my mana, and even then... Okay. Blue. Black. Okay. Alright. Interesting choice. So we'll play the blue-green snarl since we don't have anything to show. So we'll Inquisition. Go into Tireless Tracker. Okay. Okay. And then we will play our Tireless Tracker. Hopefully start gaining a bunch of advantage off of that. Mystic Confluence, though, that bounces creatures. Okay. And he'll have that next turn. So I think what we do is go ahead, start with a reveal land here so we know we get our token. And then I think we just Inquisition him again. Nothing. He's playing all big spells. That is at 6. The lock thing is at 6. Enters tapped unless it's his turn. He has an instant. Return the owner of target attacking creature you don't control puts it on top, their choice of top or bottom. That's a pain. Okay, so we got a lot of big spells to interrupt with. I think we just go in with this guy here, and then we just counter that. That's the bright side of what he's doing right now, is he's only playing all big spells, so we can at least... Our counterspell actually kind of gets under it, at least. Alright, so get in there with that. He's likely to Mystic Confluence here eventually, but if he Mystic Confluences my next spell, I'm definitely gonna be able to land an Obnixilis, I think. I guess he gets to attack in with the Celestial Colonnade. Oh, no, he's casting Wilderness Reclamation. Oh, okay. Alright, cool. Okay, so he can't kill it next turn, thank goodness. Let's fix our draw first. Let's bottom both of these. And then draw, and we're hoping to hit an Infernal Grasp. There we go. Okay, F6. Alright, nice little sequence of draws there for us. So it's going to take up his whole turn if he wants to attack this Obnixilis, okay? Unless he has, like, a bounce. Let's return this swamp to our hand. Let's plus up. Then we just hold up Counterspell. So he's got a couple things he needs to try to answer here. So Torrential Gearhulk tapping out is just going to end up in getting Counterspelled here. So it looks like we're being able to go underneath of him. So obviously Colonnade's got to come in here. But then the next turn he goes for that, we get a draw a card, investigate. Never seen that card in my life. Okay. Now he's gonna start popping off though. That's gonna be no joke. We do have answers to that, fortunately, but he's gonna need an answer for this optics list pretty quick, so. Okay. Okay. Just take more blue mana, I suppose. We're gonna have to move to discard. I guess one of these swamps is fine. Alright, so it's starting to get a little bit scary, but if I can emblem... So he's got to be able to bounce it or attack with the colonnade. I don't think Confluence only does creature. It does only do creature. Okay, so here if he has a counter spell, it doesn't matter because it's going to tap it down. Okay, that's fine. And then we just emblem, and that should hopefully do it.
Whether you're living for today or saving for tomorrow, DePaco Credit Union offers flexible options to help you make the most of your money. With our comprehensive tools and customized programs, how your savings can grow. A penny saved isn't just a penny earned. It's also a step toward greater confidence and financial freedom. Make the most of your money. Call DePaco today. Learn more at DePaco.com/savings. Federally insured by NCUA.
And then let's just try to increase the clock of this with minimal messing around. It can't be blocked, so.
In 2023, DePaco members made more than 184,000 automatic transfers to savings accounts. Well-being is the key to a life worth loving. So when you think about yours, remember that DePaco can help you be well. Learn more at DePaco.com/bewell. Federally insured.
He takes two.
The holidays are here, and so is the perfect treat to get you in the spirit. Snickers trees, your favorite roasted peanuts.
And then we'll just keep that ooze activation up just in case he has like another Gear Hulk.
Cozying up by the fire. Snickers satisfies. Tap the banner to celebrate the season with Snickers.
Okay. So his clock is relatively quick, but I think a Baleful Strix should help close this out. Depends on how much, yeah, counter magic he has. Okay, let's try to bait out. Okay. So you must be digging for a counterspell. Then we're going to follow it up with the Baleful Strix. I'm really a little bit more concerned if the Baleful Strix can land. Because it's going to, should, if it lives, should stonewall the Colonnade. And make him take 2 life. So that's a pretty good draw again. So then what we can do is just do the same thing. Now we have 2 of them. Take 2 more life. I mean, we might as well just go ahead and peek and see if we can steal a good card out of his hand. Yeah, I guess that Uro technically gains him a life, but... So we're just going to pass the turn. We'll block if he throws anything at us. I'm liking our position. Obviously, an Ob Nixilis emblem is going to be pretty good. We almost... And then... Okay. Okay, so that's... So luckily we do have... That's only a gain 1 for him. Still not good. So he's going to take 4 on my turn, my draw step, my fetid pool. And then die on his upkeep, I believe. Unless he has a way to gain some life randomly. So we cycle, we gain a life, or we draw a card, he loses 2 life, and then dies the next turn. Alright. Let's start sideboard. Let's hopefully we have a little better... What do we want? Okay, I think we definitely want Wilts. I think this is a matchup where we want Scavenging Ooze, but don't want Uro. I don't think we particularly need that. I kind of wonder if that's any good. Probably. I think I can shave a Blood Chief's Thirst and probably a Inquisition. I didn't see a ton of things that I particularly like that Inquisition from. I actually kind of... Tonight, it's funny, previous to today, the Blood Chief's Thirst were pretty good. But then tonight, they've actually been a little bit of a disappointment in terms of... the 2 mana kill everything is a little bit better. Counts mulligan again. Lots of mulligans today. Oh my gosh. I guess we keep this. Put that back. Put that back. I guess we're done. Yikes. Yikes. Lots of mulligans today. The second mulligan to 5. This is not going to feel good when we go tap land, bounce land. But what are you going to do? As is life, you know? On the bright side, we'll get to... We'll get to Serum Visions first. Try to smooth our draw out. Like, put both of these cards on the bottom of our library. And then, actually, Leovold might be good. Not sure. Okay. Interesting, we haven't seen like Growth Spiral out of the opponent. Or Planar Genesis. Both of those cards seem very good. Okay. Earl also seems really good. Earl is also very expensive as far as this format goes. Heck, you know, even a Tarmogoyf Nest might be super good out of us in this game. We're digging for lands. We've gone through 6 cards. I'm gonna be a little salty if we don't get another land here soon. As I'm one to get, I guess. Alright.
Just sold my car on Carvana. Already? Still haven't sold yours? Is the offer good? The offer's great.
Super awkward mana game here.
What are we waiting for? You're right. Go to Carvana.
I think I just go for this. Do I? I think I go, actually. I think a Leovold's gonna bait a little bit more. Yeah. That's okay.
Whether you're watching your favorite NBA team at the arena.
So I really want this Tarmogoyf Nest lane because then I have that repetitive value every turn. So, I mean, honestly, just lands at this point. If we don't get a land, we'll have the Planar Genesis. If we do get a land, we got Planar Genesis here. Perfect. Doesn't feel good having to spend a card just to hit a land drop, but it is what it is. So now, actually, what we can do is play a Tarmogoyf Nest on Choked Estuary and then have Counterspell Mat back up here. Okay. It's funny, I got done saying earlier I didn't see a ton of these bounce lands and I think they're good, but here we are in a bounce land matchup. So we're getting outvalued pretty hard here because this Uro is about to go crazy. But the Tireless Tracker should be pretty solid. I just don't think it's going to be able to keep up with an Uro right now. Almost could concede on that. I mean, we're playing off a hand of 5. Can't expect much, I guess. Especially once we have 5, they have Uro. Let's see what we can draw off of a Planar Genesis, and then we might just call it quits. I guess we'll take the Serum Visions and just try to get a little bit deeper in our deck. Find a Maelstrom Pulse, maybe. Baleful Strix isn't half bad. Alright. So we can just hold up a counterspell and a planar genesis.
Wait a minute. Wait. You know, this is, excuse me.
Okay, so let's cast this. See if we can get maybe it's gonna say kill spell. So we're just hoping he has nothing. We block it, kill the Strix. I think for the sake of time, it's just this is just gonna be a game where I get buried by an Earl. I don't really feel like playing that out, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Okay, we did take out one Blood Chief's Thirst. I think that feels right. It kind of feels like to me. No, that's overreacting, I guess. Keep one Blood Chief's Thirst. Maybe I'll bring in a Miser's Leyline of the Void. That seems better than a... I could see a Singleton Inquisition of Kozilek being solid, so... Let's, we'll play this out. Hopefully we can draw a better hand. It's not showing it to me right now. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, at least we have a planar genesis to try to make this hand reasonable, but we have to think pretty hard about what we're gonna replace. So, last game, obviously, Blood Chief's Thirst would have been good. I think I keep this and I actually ship off the Tarmogoyf Nest as little. I mean, I really want to keep it. It's like a good threat, but I don't think it's so good that I have to keep that on a 6. And even then, this is kind of a scuffed 6-card hand. Because I can only cast one spell. Okay, now I wish I would have kept the Tarmogoyf Nest. Okay, we're hoping land in those top 4, then land in the next one. Okay. That's a good land to hit, too. Okay. Hopefully we're rolling now. Okay. Give me a bounce land. Okay, and then the Scoots. Actually, did I bring in my other Scavenging Ooze? I should have. Because that's obviously very good here. What? Did he have 6 through his turn? Okay, so we'll just play Scooze, hold up Counterspell. I hope he didn't have 6 through his turn, because that stinks if he did. We're just going to eat up his graveyard. Try to keep him off Uro. Alright, let's see if... Ooh, did I miss tap here? No, I did not. Alright, so we got Infernal Grasp. I would have liked to keep up a Counterspell. I'm kind of wondering if I misplayed that a little bit. Okay. Reclamation. Okay. Alright, we're back holding counterspell up. Well, I don't know how long we're going to be able to ride this to victory, but we're going to try our darndest. Should have drew a card with the clue. Keep him off Earl food. Go ahead and nab that. 5-mana counterspell. Or just a negate. What are the odds he has another negate? Pretty good, apparently. It's alright. Haven't seen any big spells out of, but I mean, we could be looking at a Gear Hulk any minute now. Should be good. If we have the Infernal Grasp, there's the Settle the Wreckage we have to look out for, I guess. And now... Okay, so now he's got he's got all the mana in the world. It's a matter of what is he gonna do with them. Well, what are you gonna do with them?
What are you living for today?
Okay, so he must have an Expel or maybe a Deluge.
To help you make the most of your money with our comprehensive
Okay.
tools and customized programs, Tobacco will help you see exactly where your money goes and how your savings can
Okay.
grow. A penny saved isn't just a penny earned. It's also a step toward greater confidence and financial freedom. Make the most of your money. Call Dupaco today.
I suppose we'll just go ahead and just, while we can, just keep him off anything and everything in that graveyard.
Jessica Zuzga-Reed, a pediatrician at Mercy One Children's Hospital. This holiday season,
Curious at what point.
give your loved ones is protection from illness.
I think one card is fine, and then I have all my blue mana up.
Way to keep everyone safe and healthy during the holiday season. Vaccines are safe, effective, and can help prevent serious illness. This holiday, let's spread joy, not germs. Protect your family and your community. Consider getting vaccinated today.
If we can get another card in the grave, another couple cards in the graveyard, we can cast Earl, but we've just been drawing lands right now, which is fine. Okay. I mean, he's just drawing cards, but the rate at which he's drawing cards are pretty slow, but unfortunately he's got 2 Rex, so he gets to go kind of hard at that. If he activates, we're going to pop the Infernal Grasp on the Colonnade. And then if he counters, we'll Blood Chief Thirst post-combat. Let's continue to keep him off of any spells or much of anything in the graveyard. We'll kind of sandbag a card for a little bit. Okay, so he just gains life. Good thing we took out all those. So I'm not gonna do it, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm real close to just eating that Earl, increase the clock to 4. But obviously now we just need some action. We haven't drawn any in a while. It's just been all interaction, which I guess isn't too bad, but he's just drawing all the cards in the world. We're gonna run out of gas here soon. So we got him off that. Okay, that's a good card. It's a real good card. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any shot we get it through. Because of... He's got to have so much counter magic right now. Like, what else could he be sitting on? So this is where maybe like a Thoughtseize or Duress, I guess, would come into play. And this destroys non-basic, so we gotta make sure we put it on a basics like Swamp or something like that. I'm going to do this literally in hopes that it baits a counter spell out. Okay, speaking of baiting counter spells out. One, two, three, four. He may think about letting this resolve just so he can Swords to Plowshares it. Boom. Let's hope that we can ride that to victory. That's about our only hope right now. Okay, so he's got another one of those little guys. All right. I think he could possibly have had me dead had he maybe messed around with this Colonnade a little bit more and less just attacking or just like making clues. But you know, to each his own. Alright, dude. Okay. Still kind of not looking good. The only thing that's positive is he has to spend 6 mana to draw 1 card. I mean, he's got 1,000,000 mana, but it's just not looking good for the home team, folks. Alright, sorcery, land, creature, instant, artifact. So on the bright side, these guys should be pretty big. Thinking we could really use a Scavenging Ooze here, try to take his Earl out of the graveyard. I'll take a Planar Genesis. Do I want to counterspell or do I want a Baleful Strix? I think I want to counterspell. We'll keep that. And then I have enough to cycle, so I might as well cycle right and... No, I don't. Because I need to keep up 2 to activate. Yeah, so I might as well just play my land here. Okay, so we're going to make a halfway decent-sized Tarmogoyf. He's going to make 1,000,000,000 clues. He's going to crack those clues. Our clock just isn't fast enough. We had him down to like 9, and then he gained some life with a rebound card. Okay. 2-turn clock. Something to consider. Ours is a 3. Yeah, kind of like I was saying, I think he could have maybe started utilizing that colonnade like several turns ago. And probably would have me dead at this point. So that's just for 3 mana. Right now, I'm just going through my head right now, trying to think what are some possible cards I could draw that would maybe get me out of this, and I'm just not really coming to anything. So we're likely going to lose this game. Really stinks. We had kind of all the cards we needed. We just needed one little quicker, what do you call it? Clock. Also, game 2, I mean, game 2 stunk. You know, just enough of those moles to 5. Not good for you, but that is just how the games go sometimes. What do I got going on here? A fetid pool. Come on. Alright, let's cycle this. Okay, I think that's game. Good game to our opponent. He played well. Got himself in the right position to win. Alright, otherwise, let's get some final thoughts on this whole deck list quick. And then we'll be on our merry way out of here. Okay, overall, the previous nights I had played, what I had seen is that Blood Chief's Thirst was good. Tonight, it honestly rotted in my hand way more times than it did not. Like you saw it too in my hand there, just no good. And quite honestly, the Inquisitions weren't super great either. I think this deck has a lot of potential, but it definitely needs to be... It's probably going to be at its best when there's like a very well-tuned metagame that you know you can properly prepare for. And right now, it's just still kind of honestly random. you know, even though we played and have seen Wilderness Reclamation decks, it's tough because they're not all the same. So as I look at this and, you know, if I know I'm playing a lot of humans, I know I'm playing elves or something along those lines, these Blood Chief Thirst, some of these other cards are going to be great. But realistically, it's tough for a deck like this where it only has so much counter magic to prepare for a whole metagame that's kind of undefined. Otherwise, yeah, that's going to be kind of the whole stream. Appreciate everybody stopping in. Maybe next time we'll have... I think the next time I play after playing today, I definitely want a more proactive deck than reactive, and this one's just a little bit more reactive. Otherwise, folks, appreciate everybody stopping by, and I will see you all on the other side.